would you approach network access control? NAC, the old devil. How would you approach network access control with a large campus network environment where BYOD is king? So large campus, I'm going to interpret large campus network to mean many buildings interconnected, perhaps a little bit of wireless long haul for the real outliers that you couldn't get fiber to. You got a few thousand people wandering around, and everybody's got their Apple and their Android and whatever else. How do you onboard those BYOD devices? What's the strategy? And boy, there's a lot of solutions out there. John, I'll pick on you just because you've been quiet again. I don't know if you have a take on this or not, and of course you're welcome to say,
Yeah, unfortunately I don't. I haven't dealt a lot with the network access and BYOD, so I'm going to have to pass on this one.
Fair enough. Denise or Jeremy?
As I've been working primarily in the healthcare space for like the last year here, and this is a huge one there. Not only just BYOD as in like clinicians wanting to bring their phones or have even hospital-owned devices that you can get to the internet on, but then you also look at somebody's scan on, but then all the little different IoT things there. How do you control that? How do you stop people from hacking into it? And I'm going to say I wanted to hear what other people's answers was, because it's a huge issue. Vendors have solutions like ICE, but nothing is perfect at this point. Nothing scales the way you want it to at this point.
I would push hard to say BYOD is a wireless only technology, and that allows me to secure my physical ports with something like 802.1x or full-blown NAC solution of some sort, maybe certificates if you can go that far. The deployment of NAC, I have a lot of scars, the deployment of NAC it's 5 or 10% a network design and implementation problem, and 80 or 90% administration and user education problem. It's not difficult to turn it on. It's difficult to keep it on because of the problems that get caused by, missing certificates or users who don't, understand that they have to update their virus scanner to pass a NAC, check of some sort. That's where that gets complicated. But if BYOD simply means everyone can bring their Android and iPhones into work and get access to the internet, separate isolated SSIDs are probably by far the best way to go. It's when they want to plug in that things get very complicated.
Or when they want to access internal data, like Denise was saying, scans of patients in the healthcare industry. I mean, that adds a different take on it too.
Good point. I mean, I would hope, again, off the top of my head, I'd treat them as an internet user and have them come back in through some public mechanism to reach that, if that makes sense, rather than give untrusted devices access to my internal network. But that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, even trusted devices, like there's children's hospitals that have an iPad at each of the beds for the parents to be able to get out to the internet, check email, the kids to stream Netflix, Skype with their friends and whatever. But then also getting to information on their disease or their whatever they're doing, and choosing their menu for the day. So internal resources too. How control, and yes, it's wireless, but you're controlling going out to the internet. You're controlling going to protected internal resources at the same time.
A couple of comments that came through on this. Somebody mentioned Zix1 as a solution that a lot of hospitals seem to be using in their experience. Aruba ClearPass came up as another one. Packet Fence came up as another vendor that's in this space if you're shopping for something here and want to talk to different folks.